So I want to conclude this series with the same quote I began with by Deepak Chopra. If you focus on success, you will have stress. But if you pursue excellence, success will be guaranteed. Deepak Chopra said that. And if your takeaway from this book and from this series of messages is to be the most excellent you that you can be, I will call that success. You know, it's still the hottest summer in the history of the world. You feel it. We came in today and there was a power surge and we had no air conditioning, but the HVAC guy came in looking like an angel and fixed it. Yeah. Woo. But I sure enjoyed this cool dive. The first day when we started this, I said, so let's take a cool dive into Deepak's book. So I sure enjoyed this cool dive into the 7 spiritual laws of success. I hope it was refreshing for you, a refreshing break from the summer. And I shared on week 1 of the series, I've had the pleasure of meeting Deepak, and we spoke on the same stage in Carnegie Hall. I say that not to impress you, but to impress upon you that he's a real person. We sometimes lose sight of that. And I spoke with him and we were kicking off the #NeverAlone movement, a global movement to support mental wellness and suicide prevention, to raise awareness, and through that awareness to bring about prevention. And as I shared with you, I was more than a little starstruck. Dr. Deepak Chopra was one of the very first teachers I experienced in the world of New Thought. And to stand face to face to him with my hand on his shoulder and have that voice that I had heard in cassette tapes and CDs in my car talking to me, well, it was just a little surreal. You know, to be standing there and having him talking to me. It was amazing. But he was genuine, he was kind, he was supportive, and he was giving throughout the entire time we spent together. All those things that he teaches and more. And I left that meeting with him and that conversation feeling gratitude. Gratitude for that opportunity to get to know him, even if just for a moment. For me, it was a great big deal. For him, it was probably just a moment backstage, you know, with somebody he was speaking with. But for me, it was a big deal. So we never know the impact we're going to have on people in our life. We never know the importance of every interaction we have with people. And this book is a practical guide. And I hope this series has inspired you to make some practical, real-life changes in your everyday life. You know me, I like that practical. I wrote it into our vision statement and our mission statement to inspire and support a positive path for spiritual living through practical application of spiritual principles. Because if we aren't using them, if they don't become practical to us, they're really just something we read about or something we come in on a Sunday and sit and listen to. It takes the putting it into our life in a practical way to change our life. So as we conclude the study of the 7 spiritual laws of success, I hope that you have truly come to see the natural laws that they are. Because each of them is truly a natural law. Laws that govern all of creation, no matter what your belief system is. They do not require you to believe they work for them to work. They just work all the time, 24/7. You don't need to believe in them for them to take over, for them to manifest, for them to shape the things that are happening in your life, any more than you have to believe in the theory of gravity to know if I drop something, it's going to fall on my toe. You know, you don't have to believe that. It just happens. It doesn't matter if you don't believe it. Oh, I'm going to drop this and it's going to hang up in the air. If that's your belief system, you know, so be it, but that's not the way it's going to be. So let's agree, these spiritual laws are actually ageless wisdom for us to incorporate in our life. And just maybe we offered a life-changing or a life-altering perspective on achieving success. These 7 spiritual laws of success, they debunk the myth that success can only come as a result of hard work, of exacting plans and driving ambition, and that we have to work hard at it all the time. Just as Jeremiah just sang, we are light. And when we radiate that light out, that's when we change our life. And once we understand our true nature and learn to live in harmony and balance with the natural laws, with our environment and with ourself, we come to a sense of well-being, a sense of good health. We have fulfilling relationships. We radiate vibrant energy and an enthusiasm for life. That's when material abundance and prosperity spring forth easily and effortlessly in our life. So when I first spoke about that first law, that is pure potentiality. Pure potentiality. I shared my belief that pure potentiality, it's our true nature. And when we live in our pure potentiality, we are effortlessly achieving all of our greatest desires. And in the second law, the law of giving, or the law of giving and receiving, we open to the awareness that the universe operates through dynamic exchange. Everything is a give and a take. Yesterday I had a talk with my grandsons about the fact that we were going to go to the store and buy cereal and food for children. And he said, for us? I said, no, not for us. I said, there are children who don't, when they're out of school for the summer, they don't get their breakfast and lunch at school. And their mommies and daddies have a hard time making sure they have enough food. So we stock a place that they can come and shop and they don't have to pay money. He said, they get stuff and they don't have to pay money? I said, no, they don't have to pay money. They get stuff and they pay money. So Jace, the little one, said to me, he said, I have $100, Mama. I said, you have $100? And he said, yeah, Mom gave us each $100 to spend while we're down here visiting you. I said, awesome. He said, can I go and give my $100 to a homeless person? Yeah. And there was no prompting there. There was no, hey, would you like to do that? Everything is a give and a take. And in Proverbs, the ancient text says, one gives freely and grows all the richer. Another withholds what should be given and suffers want. Whoever brings blessings will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered. So if you want joy, give joy. Do something to create joy for someone else. If you want love, offer love. If you want prosperity, help someone else to be abundant. You will open your world to riches you only have imagined when you give freely and receive freely. It's a give and a take. And then we went over the third law of karma. We reap what we sow. We reap what we plant with intention. And we also reap something maybe we would rather not when we make unconscious choices through those triggered reactions. When something happens and we just react, that's our karma. We are going to take a karmic hit for that. And we learn to transmute our karma by becoming aware. And if you missed that lesson, go back and watch it. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. You can watch it. And we're going to put them all three together with the beautiful talents of Dr. Debbie, our video technology person. She's going to put all of these three lessons together for us on YouTube so you can just go and click and watch them all. But to STOP, as soon as you're aware, and change the negative to a positive. Stop what you're doing, take a breath, open your heart, and then pivot and step into a conscious response rather than an unconscious reaction. That's when we transmute that karmic hit. When we stop ourselves in the awareness and make a conscious choice to respond rather than react. And then that fourth law, the law of least effort, learning to live our life as effortless as the acorn falling from the tree and becoming the mighty oak, no effort at all. Or maybe the bamboo swaying in the storm, bending with the wind, not standing rigid and brittle, no effort. It takes no effort. The birds flying, I talked about the birds flying and spreading their wings and just floating on the current. We all love to go to the beach, or I do anyway. Love to go to the beach and watch the seagulls, and where they just open up their wings and they just float on the current. Sometimes it seems forever. You know, they just stay right there in one space, or they are all of a sudden veering off to the side. However the wind is going, that's the way they're going. It takes no effort at all. As effortless as the squirrels waking up and finding those nuts. And little Jace yesterday, because I feed the squirrels at my house. I have coffee, and I set out coffee and feed them, so they come looking. No effort. They come looking for those. So Jace is outside, and I had showed him where we do, and I lifted him up on the top of the fence so he could give the little squirrel some nuts, and the little squirrel took those nuts and came back. And then we were over in the yard because my son was mowing my yard for me. Thank you so much for coming in and doing Mom's chores. But so we're standing there, and he said, "Mama, that squirrel just went in the garage and got a nut by itself." I said, "Yeah, he'll do that. If I leave the garage door open, he knows right where they are." He said, "He just went in and got it." I said, "Yes, he did. That's what he does." So I had to make sure I close down that door, or he'll be in there all day eating nuts. But how blessed we are to experience that. No effort, no hurry. Everything is accomplished, and the wheel of the year keeps turning. And with the law of intention and desire that Reverend Ron talked about, we know it's always our choice. It's always our choice. Pay attention to your intentions and choose to live an intentional life, because it is your choice all the time. See your body healthy, feel your mind clear, reverse that biological age we talked about. And if you missed that one, go back and watch it. It's always your choice. Reverend Ron took us on a journey through that law of detachment. Yeah. And it sounds contradictory. Just like he said, it sounds contradictory, but it's not. We put it out there to the universe what we want, and then we release the attachment of how it's going to happen and allow the universe to bring it to us, because there are infinite possibilities, endless opportunities, and we are limited by only what we know, but the universe is not. So when we allow that, it comes to us in such beautiful ways, through faith and through trust. Attachment limits us, limits our dreams, but when we let Spirit take over, it's infinite possibilities, endless opportunities. And then Reverend Maria shared the law of Dharma, your life's purpose. And just like Jay's saying, we are not the skin on the outside. We are the light within. And that's what it takes. We are spiritual beings living a human experience, not those human beings made of skin. We are the light that is within. A few weeks ago, I defined it as living your full potentiality when you are a success by living your gift. Living your life, doing that thing, the thing that you do, the absolute best of anyone, with the least amount of effort and the most amount of joy. We all know what that is in our life. And if you don't come see me, I hope you find it, because that's my joy. When you are living life like that, we are shifting our consciousness from external to internal. And that's where we reach that pure potentiality of our true nature. And as I shared with you once in a counseling session, somebody said to me, "Reverend Kimberley, I don't see how you can say you love me. You really hardly know me." And I said, "Because that's my nature. It's my nature. I see you as a divine child of God. I see you as love, and I love you." It's the true nature of consciousness to fulfill every desire, to create a solution to every problem at the source. And when you open up to that pure potentiality, the universe supports you in becoming your best and highest self. It conspires with no effort at all to bring you what you want. To co-create your life with God, you must know your purpose. And as Reverend Maria said, it shifts, it changes. So be open to know that. Be open to know that every day you improve. Every day you are better. Don't get stuck in your ways and think everything has to always be the same, because it doesn't. Be successful, you got to know what you really want. Specifically, exactly. You are here for a reason that is unique, individual, special, just like you are. Each one of you is a unique, individual child of God. God created each and every one of you to thrive. We are all meant to thrive, to be happy, to be joyful, to live in harmony. Just like the words our voices sang this morning. Look out, because here I come. I'm marching to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. We are unstoppable. We are not created to be ordinary. We are created to thrive, created for a particular purpose. And I want to see you live that purpose. And so it is. So it is.